Eddie Yeranian is joining us now. He's live, our man in the Middle East. Eddie is live in Cairo, and he's been with us for 10 years. And he's also a senior veteran correspondent with Voice of America and also with CBS News. And he's with us now. Eddie Yeranian, great to have you, Ed. Ed, you there?
Thank you, John. I've been waiting for you and listening to your frustrations, and I guess the world is becoming more frustrating every day.
You know what? A little bit, no question about it. I mean, there's the power. You know, the Democrats' exploitation of the coronavirus in the media has been pretty stunning to me, because with everything else going on, closing schools and trying to have mail-in ballots and stealing elections, I get all that. But one thing they've done is they have been able to lock out certain media outlets with the excuse of, well, we only have limited seating now. We only have limited capacity. Like I tried to get one of my Virginia Star guys in to one of the State House special sessions yesterday, and he couldn't get in. I couldn't understand it. I mean, I'm approved. I've got a media company. I've been on the radio 10 years. I own 3 radio stations in Richmond. And I'm like, why can't he get in? And the clerk of the Senate is like, well, we only have 8 seats. I'm like, you're in the science museum. It's like 80,000 square feet. I mean, what do you mean there's only 8 seats? No, there's only 8, and you're not one of the 8 that the Democrats approved. Got it, right? So that's the same thing they're doing at the White House. Eddie, a lot going on. A lot of foreign policy last night at the DNC, but I want to get to a couple of things. You had the opportunity the other day to get on one of the radio shows, Michael Shore and Colonel Mike, and you were talking about the pros and cons of the Israel-UAE peace agreement. Can you go a little deeper on that? What are your thoughts?
Well, I believe that we're seeing a thaw in years of the Middle East frozen politics. The United Arab Emirates is sort of opening up to Israel, and in the process bringing a number of other countries behind it, or they're very close to following its lead. And I mean, it's a sea change in Middle East relations, whether you like, I mean, you agree with what's happening, whether you don't agree with what's happening. I mean, Israel is there. I mean, the Arabs for many years have argued that it doesn't exist, that it's illegitimate and all that. And here we are. We have a number of Arab countries that are saying, yes, it does exist, and we are ready to recognize it. Now, I hear that Oman, that Bahrain are ready to follow, and possibly Sudan. Now, it's going to take a little bit of finagling and patience, but I mean, it's a positive development, because how can you say somebody doesn't exist even if you don't like them? I mean, that's a mistake, diplomatic mistake, strategic mistake. So I think there are some positive things happening. At the same time, there's some negative things happening. I mean, what we're seeing in Libya looks very, very negative, very polarized, and I don't see either of the parties willing to give in. So that looks very, very dangerous there.
Give us an update, Eddie Yeranian. Eddie Yeranian, senior correspondent, CBS News, Voice of America, John Fredericks Show. Eddie, give us insight onto the Lebanon situation now, politically.
Well, the government has stepped down. You've got a caretaker government. You've got the foreign benefactors helped to finance some of the damage in the country. I think they said it was anywhere from. But the real problem, of course, is Hezbollah. Hezbollah controls the country politically and on the ground. Now, they controlled the port of Beirut. That's why the ammonium nitrate was there, because they controlled it. They were the ones who probably brought it in, to the best of my knowledge. And really, the situation is not going to change. They've got a lot of rockets all over the country, and they still are going to control the situation. And Iran is also controlling the situation. They're the ones who control Hezbollah, and they're the ones who have expanded their reach into Iraq, into Syria, and into Lebanon. Lebanon. So, and into Yemen as well. But Iran squeezed them economically, and I don't think Hezbollah will either, because they're still going to be there on the ground.
All right, Eddie Yeranian with us, live Cairo, Egypt. Very quickly, give us your thoughts on the new DNI report that came out that said that Iran was paying the Taliban for hits on U.S. soldiers, U.S. installations.
You know, it's a very difficult call there. It's possible that it's not true. I mean, I see a lot of claims and information that in the end turn out not to be true, and things that we accept as being true, and I'm saying this after 33 years in the Middle East, things that we have accepted as being true that really are not true, but there's no way you can convince people that it's not true. So, I mean, this is a very, very complicated, difficult situation. I mean, Iran has been very careful in Iraq not to hit us too hard.
Right.
Iran has been their militias attack our convoys. They send Katyusha rockets at the green zone where our embassy is located, but they really have been very careful not to kill a lot of people. So I find it difficult to believe that they would actually go out and kill a lot of our soldiers because they don't want a conflict. That's the bottom line. I don't think Iran wants a conflict any more than we do.
All right, Ed, thank you. Thank you for that update. Eddie Yeranian live in Cairo. Quick word from our sponsors. I'm going to be right back. Stock market has rebounded. What about the DNC last night? What did the president have to say? All that when I get back. Eddie, thank you. John Fredericks Radio Network. Stay with us.